Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, my name is Maria, and please consider subscribing. For the other subscribers, welcome back family. So today we are coming in with quite a different video. It's a get ready with me as I give you a short story, and 5 years later I'm ready to talk about it. Probably I've told it to a bit of my friends, not so much people, but I thought it might be good if I share it right here, because I'm sure most of you will be relating. Women, this is a women stuff. If you're a man, your woman is pregnant, maybe you can relate to this when it's time. All right, so back in 2019 I got pregnant, and my EDD was supposed to, EDD is to mean when the dates that I'm supposed to be giving birth was saying that I was supposed to give birth on December 17th. I think I had 3 of them. So according to the 2 scans, they were saying 17th, another one was saying 31st, and my periods, according to my period date, I was supposed to be giving birth on the 31st of December of 2019. So there I go, carrying my pregnancy very gracefully. I truly was ready for the baby, all the way until it was December, guys. It was December, and I was supposed now to be receiving my baby. I waited on the 17th, nothing happened. Sorry, I waited on the 31st, nothing happened, and I celebrated my Christmas full pregnant. I was tired, so I basically really just wanted to stay in the house, right? You all know about this. So long story short, I ended up giving birth on the 6th of January of 2019. So 6th of January, I was late with, is it a week? Because I gave birth when I was 41 weeks and 4 days. So it was on Monday, but I was told that I should wait until Thursday. Yeah, I remember, because it was on Saturday. When I went, Saturday was 4th, and then the last day of my clinic, which they said on that day, if I go and if it gets on Thursday and I've not yet delivered or had any form of contractions, they're gonna induce me. So Saturday I go to the hospital knowing that I still have how many days until Thursday, until now they decide to do that. So clearly, me going to the hospital on Saturday, I was not prepared for a baby, right? Yeah, these are some of the things that we are never told. Anyway, I go to the hospital, they check me, and then the doctor is like, no, I think we need to do a scan because you seem to be very big. And they told me that I should get checked so that they know the condition of the baby and see what was up after that. So after being checked, after going for my scans, they realized that my baby was too big. They had recently bought that machine that they check the baby with. So I was amongst the first people that they were using it. They were using me on. I don't know if that English makes sense, guys. Anyway, they told me that the machine can show that your baby is too big with 1 kg less or 1 kg more. It should be playing in between that. So in that case, my baby was weighing 3.8 kgs, meaning there's a possibility my baby could be 3.9 or 3.7. So according to them, they say that is not very good because it seems my baby is heavy, right? So waiting to Thursday, that will only create more room for the baby to grow bigger, and it might cause problems when it comes to delivering. So they preferred, or they suggested, that I get induced on that day so that the baby doesn't grow further. in case the baby is 3.9. So I was told that I should not go home, that I should stay in the hospital and wait for the labor. So I'm telling the doctors, now my gynecologist, I tell him, why would you people keep me in the hospital? And first of all, I have no signs of contractions, for sure. The whole time I've been home, I have not received, I had a few Braxton Hicks. There's something called Braxton Hicks. It is false labor, false contractions. You experience that when it's almost your due date. So I know when I have Braxton Hicks, and Braxton Hicks are not serious. So those are the only things that I ever experienced. And so I knew them telling me to sleep in the hospital will not make any change. They're just making me sleep in hospital instead of me sleeping in the house. And I surely know that nothing will happen. I will sleep just like any other day. So I spoke with my gyna and told him, I truly don't feel the need for me to sleep here. The only reason that I will sleep here is if I get induced, because then I know something is going on with my body and I should be expecting serious contractions and probably the baby, right? So that made sense to the doctor, and they were like, okay, if you think so, then we are gonna induce you, because you will eventually, they were to induce me. But I knew, I think it's almost like a motherly instinct. I knew my baby wasn't ready to get out, and I knew his time was up. But Declan did not want to come out of my stomach. So thank God they had me. Thank God, can I really say that? Because after that it was crazy. But at the same time, if I didn't do that, then I would have had to spend more days in the hospital and still have to experience the same thing. I'll probably have to sleep in the hospital for like 3 days. Who's ready to do that? And I mean, I was tired. I was really, really tired. I will insert some of the pictures to see how big I was. I don't know if that the pictures will show justice, I mean, to how big I was. Really big, like truly, like everyone who saw me then thought I had twins. Even for them to tell me to go get a scan, it's because they believed that there's an extra baby. I just didn't have one baby. And even when they were doing the scan, the heartbeats were like 2. And it was 2 because now they explain it later. It's because my baby was big and his chest, it's like his back chest was on the end of my on my stomach. So he was all over, he was full everywhere, so that his heartbeat, you'll feel his heartbeat everywhere you place that thing. So they induced me. It was around 1 p.m. So I get induced. I go back to my bed, and then they bring me food. I eat nicely. I ate that food. Actually, I saw women. There were women who were laboring, whose labor was active then, and there was this Kamba lady on the side. It was crazy, because you guys know how I have really nice Kamba friends, but it was just funny. I mean, I was her 3rd pregnancy, so she knew what was supposed to happen. She knew how things were going. I had no idea. Trust me. Imagine I didn't even Google how to push, or I didn't know. It's not even about how to push. I thought this thing is. I was like, the fact that they never taught me about that during my clinics, it means it's nothing that I need to start researching about, because when I was going on my clinics, they never told me about pushing. If you've never given birth, if you are pregnant right now, I'd advise you, please go watch videos to do with pushing. It's really necessary, because I was green. I didn't know anything. When it was time, I had no idea what I was supposed to do. And mine was a bit different. Why didn't they tell me that there's this type of labor, these types of contractions that happen? So after they induced me, the first one, I ate. I was there enjoying the drama from other women who are on active labor. There was a slay queen. there was the mama that I'm telling you, the Kamba woman, who was older than us, and then there was me, and then there was another lady who was a bit quiet. So the first induction, nothing. I eat my food, I eat, I'm just having fun. I'm like, what am I even doing here? Or should I just go home? Should I request for them to allow me to go home, and then I will, you know, I'll come back later. But the second induction, they came and did me the second one. After the second induction, it was like 10 minutes, around 10 minutes if I'm not wrong. It was around 10 minutes. And then I had this pain. Hey, God, respect women. Oh my God, I had this pain. I had this sharp pain from my abdomen. It was sharp. It was like it wants to rip my stomach out. It was intense. I cannot explain it, guys. But immediately I had that pain. I went to the doctor. I looked for the nurse, because now after that it didn't give me time to even rest. I was just in my zone, like just trying to manage it, trying to look for positions that will help me, because I don't know what is. I don't know whether I'm dying. I just didn't know. It was just, it's crazy, guys. It's crazy. So I went to look for a nurse, and I told her, you know what? I am very sure, I am completely sure that I want C-section. Just book me in, let me go, cut my stomach, get the baby out. I am sure of that. That is from me. It's me who is saying that. Forgetting it's a church hospital. It's almost like, you see the way Catholic hospitals, now that wasn't a Catholic, but it was a church hospital, like a Protestant church. I think it was KAG or something, if I'm not wrong. So those people don't just perform C-section like that. You have to have all the reasons beyond proof that you really need to go for a C-section. So I was not listened to. I had to go through, and you know, it's funny because that was the first pain, and I'm already sure I don't want. My friend, you know, I was not ready for what was coming. That was the first hour of labor on Saturday, right? Afternoon. I didn't know that I was supposed to spend that day like that. The night, the day again, that is Sunday. Of course, I spent the whole night of Saturday, waking up to Sunday, and then Monday night now. So I was to stay with that pain. Not that pain, no, because that was the beginning. So it was supposed to grow intense and intense and intense and intense until I'm ready. Guys, ha! I don't want this to be long, but anyway, this is it. So I went through that pain. The more I feel, I think that is it. This is the maximum. The crazier the pain. And then now, the bad thing about it, which now I realized later, my contractions, it's the short ones. So that was the beginning of the pain, which they never told me. They never told me it's that crazy. Guys, it's crazy. And it's not crazy for everyone. And I don't know what criteria the labor has to decide who will receive this amount of pain or who will not receive this amount of pain. Because so far I've not yet met someone I know who's been through something similar to what I have. The most, it's probably my mom. My mom giving birth to us. That is probably one of, it can relate. It can, from how she explains to me how bad it was, I think it could be something similar to that. So the pain continues being intense and intense and intense and intense the whole of Saturday night, waking up to Sunday. And then those pain, I was trying to explain, it's that one that it doesn't give you time to rest. I didn't sleep that night, Saturday night. It could not allow me even to sit down like this, to sit down. Every time I try to sit, it will go down, okay? The pain will try and go down a bit. And then when it goes down, okay, you're like, okay, let me sit because I'm tired. I've been standing, I've been walking the whole night. Every time. So every time I try to, when you're about to sit, just when you're about to sit down, it starts again. So it wakes you up. So I didn't have time to sit. So I have to keep walking. And then my back was on fire. See my back? It was on my, I don't know if that name is allowed on YouTube. My butt, it was on fire. So I could not stay with my dress. So I had to put my dress on top of my head like this. I had to lift it. You see those hospital dresses? I had to lift it and put it on my head so that my butt can have air. And you know that inside the ward, the labor room, is hot. So I had to go outside and walk around to get the air, meaning my butt is out. Everyone who's walking around is seeing me. But do I care? They have no idea of the kind of pain I'm feeling. And there's this particular nurse. That nurse, I didn't want to see him, allow him pass on my back. If he would pass on my back, the pain would increase. Don't ask me how. I don't know how that and biology relates. I don't know, because Linus, particularly when he passed on my back, the pain would increase. And I had to give her a stern warning that I do not want to see you passing behind me. If you have to pass through this corridor, pass on my front. And that labor is not your sister. No way. So for now, I'm out there with my butt outside, airing it. Another nurse comes. I'm a very motherly one. Comes and like, my sister, I know I cannot even explain the pain you are in, but would you mind closing your back? Because there are men who are, she tried, really, I don't know, that woman, she tried, and I listened. Imagine, I listened. But I only listened for a second. I was genuinely understanding what she was saying, but now my body was not genuinely understanding. Every time I would try to close it, I would remove it and close my butt, then immediately put it back up. And I will remember it. I will remember what she said. I would try and close it. Immediately I close it, it's like I've added more fire. It's like someone has taken a matchbox and put it on my butt like this. So you have like to air it, to get some. And then now the pain was not just there. It was there and the front. The front is like someone has come with a razor blade. Is just cutting. Is trying to. Oh, guys. And the lady, I labor. I keep working. That is on Saturday, on Sunday, the whole of Sunday. No sitting down, no eating, by the way. Don't forget the fact that now I'm the one who cannot eat. While on the other, at first when I ate before the induction, I almost asked them to give me the food that those ladies are refusing to eat. It's my turn now. I can't put anything in my stomach. From the last meal I took on Saturday, and I've been vomiting. That is on Saturday I started vomiting. And during the Saturday afternoon, I started vomiting. So there's nothing in my stomach. I'm diarrheaing and I'm vomiting. And I'm not eating anything and I'm not drinking anything. They've tried to bring me. My sister was there. She brought me something. I couldn't eat. I couldn't drink. I'm becoming weak. I'm even becoming dizzy because I've been walking the whole time. So they say, in labor, you don't cry. They say if you cry, that is not pain enough. But guys, I didn't cry at first. You see, the first day on Saturday, I was just making those dramatic sounds and everything, every other thing any woman in labor does on Saturday. But on Sunday evening, because I was tired, I was hungry, I was week, I was in a pain that I can never describe. I started being emotional now, because now I felt like now this is quite personal. I felt like there's probably something I did to God, and he just can't tell me straight away. So he's using this pain to try and communicate something to me. I started just being very emotional, and I was like, God, what did I do? What is it that I did that I cannot remember, that you are trying to make me know? Because I am ready to repent. Because now this is not labor. There is labor and there is this. This is not labor. What did I do? I started repenting. Maybe it's not even me. Maybe it's my ancestors. Just forgive me for their sake, but just spare my life. I mean, I knew this is how people die. Like, that pain now it was no longer a joke. I wish there was something that can measure pain, so that it can measure the kind of pain. I believe there are machines that can measure labor pain. Even if they say women are strong, I don't think I was stronger than that now. So I started repenting. I started crying now. Like, I'm crying. I'm telling God, forgive me, please. Just forgive me. And now it became that is now Saturday evening. My sister and his husband now, they were at work. And they were far, but they made it in the evening. I think they first came during the day. I was still laboring. I even didn't know where my phone was, anything of mine was. But they came around midnight that day. So in between that time and midnight, between let's say like 6 and 11, I had started feeling like I wanna go for a number 2. And they say now, like, when you start feeling that, the baby is almost now coming. So that's how I started feeling. But I kind of had given up on giving birth. I felt like I'll never give birth. So even when that feeling came, my mind did not register that this is what I read about, that when you feel this, now it's almost time to give birth. So when I started feeling like I wanna poop, I bend, I would go down and try to push, because the pressure was too much. Like, it was too much. I felt like I really want to go right now. So I would go down and try, and I was alone in the labor room. So I was there trying. Every time I would feel, I would go down. Every time I would feel, I would go down, and I would even push. But it's not coming out. I'm just diarrheaing. I would try. Every time I would try, I would go down, and then I got to a point now, I'm like, you know what? The pain now was too much. Now I started talking to God. I told God this. I don't know what it is that I've done to you. I really don't know. I'm trying to think so hard, because I know you forgive all sins. But possibly there's one that I did that does not get forgiven. So, because it's clear that you want to take me, make sure that this baby comes out safe. I don't want to fall down, because I was already tired. I was dizzy, and I knew that I would fall down. Probably I would fall down on my stomach, and I would lose my baby. And I didn't want to do that. Like, the last thing I wanted to do was to lose my baby. So I would do anything. I would hold on to the last energy within me, just to make sure I don't fall down and kill my baby. So I told God, whatever it is, because right now I feel like I'm giving up. I don't have any energy. Just make sure that this baby is safe and is delivered safe and alive. If you are gonna take me, make sure this baby comes out safe and alive. That is the last request I'm asking you. And I think God truly answered my prayer. Of course, I'm here. I didn't die, but I knew I'm gonna die. But my sister came out of nowhere with the husband. Woo! She saved me, because I don't know if she hadn't come. I don't know. I truly don't know if I would have made it. I had lost so much energy, and I would have fallen down. The problem is I couldn't sit down because the labor would not allow me. So what would have happened is I would have fallen down, because I didn't have energy. There's this rails that I was holding on to as I was going around and trying just to make sure that I'm moving, because I couldn't stand. So my sister comes, and I tell her, I really cannot. I'm done. I don't have energy anymore. I need to get help right now. She was in high moods, I would say. So she went and called the nurses. She asked me where the nurses were. I showed her. She went and just caused chaos there, and they all got out of their offices. They came. Sometimes I say, I don't know whether that was a good thing that they did. I don't know if that, I really don't know. I probably that, yeah, that was negligence. Would I say that? I don't know. Maybe that is how it is. Maybe that's not how it is, but that's what happened. She went and they took me to the delivery room, checked how many centimeters I had opened. By the way, not to forget, the whole time from Saturday until Sunday, I was only open. I had only opened to 4 centimeters. It wasn't going to be more than that. It was just playing around that 4 centimeters. So when I got in and they checked, I was at 8 centimeters. Usually they say between 8 and 10 you can give birth, you can push. As long as you are 8 centimeters and above, you are at a place that the baby can come out now. So now I was ready to give birth. But did I have any energy left within me? No. I was tired. I was super tired. I was really tired. I was tired and I was in strong pain. You know, when it's at 8 centimeters, usually it's the ultimate pain. Now I'm required to have energy to do what? To push. Where is that energy? Tell me where. First of all, I've not been eating, right? I've not been taking any water. I remember a nurse trying to feed me some chocolate. I could not take in anything. So I didn't have any energy, and I'm supposed to push now. A baby who was, from the scan, it was showing that he could be 3.8, 3.9. So now it was around 12. It was around midnight, 12 midnight now, going to 6th of January. They get me in the delivery room and they try to help me now start pushing. They tell me, I don't know, at the count of what, you start pushing. When you get any contractions, that you should know that information, I'm getting it for the first time there. I didn't know that people push when there's a contraction. That is something that was very new to me, and I was like, okay. Now I started to study my own contractions, and there I realized that these people don't know what they are telling me. My contractions were seconds long. Remember when I was telling you that every time I would try to sit, it would start again. It was just seconds apart. So they were really short, and I was supposed to be pushing through contraction. That is how you're supposed to do it. What energy do you have that can last seconds, that will be able to push a baby? Seconds. You see, that calculation wasn't making sense to me. Like, and they would tell me, okay, are you in pain? Yes. I would start. Even before I got to the middle of the pushing, the pain would have gone. And they're asking me, push, and I'm not in pain anymore. The pain has stopped. And that is how the baby is supposed to come out, apparently. So I was like, I just felt within me, this is not going to work at all. This one cannot work. And I don't know how to make them realize that my contractions are too short, it can't push this baby. So we went on pushing from 12:30 midnight, because we went all the way to, it was almost 2 hours of pushing, to almost 2 something. Pushing. My sister is on this side of the back, holding my, what was he holding? She was holding my head. Then there was someone holding my feet to the back, and then there was someone, I had 3 people. It was assisted pushing, because I was tired. I didn't have that energy for that, and I was getting dry. My throat was getting dry, so I'm asking for water. They can't give me water. They're telling me, because there's a possibility that I might go to the theater, and you should not have taken water when you go to the theater. So what they do, they sprinkle water on my mouth, just sprinkling, not giving me, just sprinkling water, like they would take water and do this. And that is, my sister was doing that. That was what she was told to do. And that went on until 3. So I've been pushing, I have no energy. It's 3, I'm tired, the baby is in distress. Actually what happened is my baby pooped now because he was tired. He pooped the green thing, they call it meconium. So they saw that and they were like, now this one is an emergency. Once the baby does that, it's an emergency, it could easily die. So if it wasn't for my baby, I don't know if I would have made it, because if he didn't poop, they would have insisted on me pushing. And also, before they, can you imagine, they did everything. Even after my baby pooped, they didn't just start booking me in for a CS. They still had to be convinced that I can't push. They did me this exercise they call the Kegel. They did me a Kegel exercise to bring the baby down. So it's like I told you everything about that was assisted. The gyna will hold me here, will told me we go down, we count 10 times. She will take me down, we go up. It's like on a squatting position 10 times. It told me when we count the 10th one, I jump into the bed and make the best push I can ever have. All the strength I have, I put on that push. We see if the baby will come. And the gyna said if the baby doesn't come out with that, you should start preparing him for theater. And that's what we have. That's what happened. They did that. They pushed with the last one, went on the bed, tried to push, the baby didn't come out. But my sister she really felt bad for that, because she really expected that I was able to push. So even as they were preparing the catheter, everything, you know, bringing those things, my sister was there telling me, just try and push, so that when they come, the baby will have been here. When they come with all those things from the theater, they'll find you have given birth. But you know, I couldn't even tell her. Truly speaking, I had lost all the energy. Even though I really wanted to do what she wanted me to do, I didn't have the energy to do that. Frankly speaking, there was no energy left within me. And they prepared me. Imagine the labor was still on at that time. The labor was still on. It was really active. So even when they put the catheter in, I didn't feel any pain. I hear people saying putting the catheter in was painful. I really didn't feel any pain. The labor was more painful than that. So they take me to theater and they start the process. They injected me three anesthesias, because the 2 were sliding because I was in active labor, so I couldn't just stay in one position. So they injected me, the first one, the second one, and the third one now is the one that was effective, and I had the numbness. And after that I felt like, now you guys should just leave me alone. I'm ready, I can sleep. I didn't know that they had not even started removing the baby, but it's because I was in too much pain for so many hours. I just wanted now to go. I wanted to go, but they told me just lay down. And then now the procedure went on successfully, and all the nurses, they were there eager. Even my sister was in the labor, in the theater. They wanted to know why was I not able to push the baby, considering from how they looked at me. I think they thought that my passage was big, but unfortunately it wasn't. They needed to know why I was giving birth on CS, and they had all the reasons. After my baby was out, they knew. My baby came out with 4.1 kilograms. That was way more than what they had expected. 4.1 kgs. They were like, yeah, that this is the reason. The baby, they said that there are 3 P's. One I always don't remember, but I remember 2, the passenger and the passage. Reasons why, sometimes why you might end up having CS. So my passage was small, the passenger was big. From that, I think I lost my mind for a while. I think that thing has a way of just losing your mind. That the theater, the medicines that they inject you, because apparently I was speaking to myself for a while, for like 3 hours, and then now I went back to my senses and then started looking for my baby. My baby wasn't with me. I knew I had given birth, but I was alone in the bed. Where is my baby? And then I had people playing and laughing in the corridors. I was alone in my recovery room, and then I realized it's the nurses that were there, and they had my baby. I gave birth to a very beautiful baby. So everyone wanted just to hold him, to play with him, and they were doing it in turns. So I would hear one, no, it's my turn now, outside the corridor, and I was thinking, is that my baby that they are playing with? So I rang the bell to call them, and they came, and I asked, where's my baby? They said, oh, sorry. And then they brought my baby. I looked at him, very handsome boy, but there's something that was off with him. His shape, the shape of his head was long. It was like he had a long head. And I asked, what was that? Is that how he's supposed to be? I was told, no. It's a condition that he's born with, and it's because of the labor that I was having, the hard labor that I was in. So the condition is called caput. Usually it happens when every time I would push, even with the doctors, the head will come, the baby could come out half and then go back in. Come out half, go back in. So because of all that struggle, it formed it compressed his head. So that condition is called caput. But I was told it will go by its own. I just give him some days, some weeks. It just depends. Each baby is different. But there are some who stays with that condition. And I would appreciate if his head shape goes back to normal. Many children don't even make it to this earth. Kids die. And considering how hard I had it just to have him, in terms of delivering him, it was even a blessing, the fact that I was holding him in my hands. So I was still very hopeful. The same God who had helped me through the labor is the same one who will help. That is how I had him. And then it is said that, I don't know whether I should say this or not, but it's good to have a kind partner, guys. The partner you choose, make sure you choose a kind one. Because I faced a very painful season, I would say. Can you imagine, after all that labor, all the pain that I went through, the struggles that I had to make sure that baby has been delivered? The zeal and the heart of not giving up while you have all the reasons to, just to make sure the baby has been delivered. And then I was told that I was supposed to be left. My then partner told me that he will leave me for 11 months because, first of all, the first thing he said is that at their home, in their family, no one gives birth with C-section, CS. You know, I was supposed to push that baby. So that was one of the reasons why he was to leave me. I can say this now because I've healed from it. It's something that every time I would think about, I would just cry. Because I'm like, if only someone knew how much I struggled just to be able to even have that baby alive. And then you come and tell me that you're gonna leave me because I did not have the baby in a natural way. That was so painful, guys. And I think that's a story for another time, because it's called birth shame, right? It's very unfortunately that women have to undergo double pain. Not that the pain of having to carry a baby for 9 months, but the delivery pain also, and also now to carry the pain of shame because you gave birth via CS, then you're not a woman enough, guys. I thought people would be grateful that I've been able to come out of that room alive, or even my baby alive, because not every child survives. Baby was in distress, because even after my baby was born, he had to be taken to be put on oxygen immediately. Those hours that I couldn't see him, a part of them were because he was being taken care of. He was in distress, Those were so many hours for him just trying to be in the birth canal. And then someone comes and says that I did not give birth naturally, so there are places no one has done that. Therefore, I am not fit to stay with him. He wanted a real woman. But the question is, how many kgs were their babies? How many kgs did they push? Did they push a 4.1 kilogram baby? Yeah? And this is not to compare. I'm not comparing any woman. But I was compared to them. I was not found worth being a real woman because I did not push. So there was that I had to deal with after giving birth. First of all, you have the CS wound, which is crazy. That is another pain that I've not even talked about. After the anesthesia wears off, and then you realize the pain that you have, and realize that you have this wound that you have to deal with for I don't know how many months, and still be on the pads, and still be able to breastfeed, deal with cracked nipples, deal with colic baby. I don't wanna cry, but that pain is just too much. It's too much to imagine that someone cannot even appreciate the fact that you are out there alive, both of you, and there's all these things that you are dealing with. I'm still traumatized. I was traumatized for that. Trauma stayed on for, actively it was there for like 2 months, because I started bonding with my son after around 3 months when I was almost going to work. The whole time I was just looking at him and wondering, I was not connected with him. I think that was now the depression that comes after giving birth. I think that was it, because it took me time for me to bond with him. But once the bond clicked in, I don't know, it's been crazy till now. I don't know. I can count the number of times that happened recently this year. That he weighs himself every day. Every day after eating, he will go to the weighing scale to see how many kilograms he is. He really wants to grow up, and I used to be like that too. So I hope he just doesn't grow up, but he grows up wholesomely, spiritually, physically, socially, financially, in all aspects. That is my prayer for him, that those things I was not able to achieve, he will he will exceed in every potential he has. He will exploit every gift he has. You know, that is the man that I'm trying to raise by the help of God. Yeah, so that is what happened. That is basically my bad story. I hope now that I've put it up on here on YouTube, I'm gonna get people who've had probably a similar experience or worse, so that I know it wasn't anything personal from God. Even though I know it wasn't, because yeah, he's given me they say that the more the pain, it's like it goes with how good the product is. So whatever I was able to get, it was worth all the pain. If I knew Declan before, and I was told that I have to go through the pain again just to have him, I would still do it. I will still go through it just to have him. Guys, what is this applying eyeshadow and opening your mouth? You just have to do that so that you get to apply it nicely. Probably in this, let me know if there's anything you want me to add about this. But I will speak about bad shame. That thing is real. Who said CS births? People who gave birth on CS are not mothers enough. You've forgotten there are people like me who went through the both of them, who went through labor, tried to push, right? The baby was halfway out, like the head, and still went to CS. Like, truly, why would you even shame someone like that? That is very unfair. That is very uncalled for. That is very, very uncivilized. We are, in this area we are in, we should embrace any person called a woman who's tried to give birth, who has given birth. Even to those who've not managed to keep their babies, they're still mothers, and they deserve all the respect. They deserve to be listened to. You should not judge them in any way, because no one is in anyone's shoe. I'm not even in the shoe of that one who did not labor as much. I don't know the kind of pain they went through. That is pain. They did not just, they wanted to give the baby on their hands like this. They went through some sort of struggle. So we should accord all women respect that they deserve. Cheers, and I see you on the next video. Oh my god, I forgot to do this. Ooh, 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 ooh. La 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 la. Lo 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 lo. What do you think, guys? Did it turn out good? Okay, I'll see you in my next video. A series maybe like this. If you like this, please let me know in the comment section, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Okay, I love you. Bye.